Good morning. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the class today, where we'll be doing abs, core, and lower back. Such a pleasure to have y'all. Let's make sure that we're warming up and we're getting ready. Make sure you're feeling good before the workout, as we're going to jump right in as soon as the workout begins. I'm not going to play any music, so make sure you're setting yourself up in an environment where there's music and you're in a good environment, you've got space. Because part of this workout is really, being in a good environment, good vibes, good energy, right? We're going to need a stability ball. We're going to need a stability ball right away, right? So let's make sure we're getting a stability ball, because that's going to be the first piece of equipment that we use, all right? All right, everyone. So we're going to start in just a moment. It's 9 o'clock, so let's let the final couple of people trickle into the workout. We're going to need a stability ball first, so let's make sure that we've got one of these ready to go. Make sure you're warmed up. Make sure you're covered in the places that you need to. I'm not going to play any music during this workout, so that means make sure you're playing music, you're in a good environment, and you're enjoying, all right? So the first exercise that we're going to do is the secret sit-up, right? This is an exercise that I do with a ton of my clients, and like practically all of them. It's amazing for thinning out your waist, great getting a six-pack. It's strengthen your core. It's the complete package here. So it's going to be the combination of doing crunches and a stretch, right? So we're going to do 40 seconds of crunches, and then we transition into a 1-minute stretch, okay? After we do the stretch, we'll just shake it out for about 10 seconds, and then we run it back, 3 total sets, all right? So with the crunches, we want to make sure that we're going all the way down. You really want to open up here. This is super important, right? You want to open up, and you want to breathe in and expand your stomach. You want to breathe out before you come up. So you breathe in, breathe out, and you should feel your core harden before you come up, right? So you breathe in, breathe out, harden your core, then sit up, right? It's all about breathing when you do abs, right? And in this class, I'm really trying to teach you how to really dive deeper, right? So breathe in, breathe out, hold your core, come up. We're doing that for 40 straight seconds and then transitioning into a 1-minute stretch right here, just like this, where we are lengthening out our core muscle, right? It's pretty intense, but it's really great. This is amazing, right? This is what I do with everybody. I was taught this by one of the best. So, ready. And begin, right? So when we do these sit-ups, I really want you focusing on learning how to breathe correctly. So breathe in, breathe out. Make sure you're comfortable and positioned on the ball. 10 more seconds. And stop. So now we transition into a 1-minute stretch here. And when we're stretching, we want to make sure we're really targeting our lower core, our lower core here, right? This is where our pooch is. This is where that lower back belly fat hangs. Really stretching it out, right? You can play with it. You don't have to be a dead fish. Really practice your breathing here, right? Really practice breathing. Feel your core go up and down. Feel your diaphragm be engaged, right? Our diaphragm is a muscle, just like our chest and our triceps and our shoulders and everything, right? It's located right in the center, right at the bottom of the rib cage. So when you breathe, you're literally feeling a muscle pulsating, right? Which is why it's so amplified here. All right, come up. Shake it out, right? Let's make sure we're okay. All right, we're going back in 3, 2, and 1. Begin. And you can play with the different variations of breathing, right? Just like you have different variations of doing chest exercises or glute exercises or hamstrings, it's the same thing with our diaphragm or breathing, right? You practice short breaths. You practice long breaths, holding your breath. There's a lot of things you can do. And stop. Let's transition to the 1-minute stretch now. A 1-minute stretch. Ooh. You do this a couple times a week with your stability ball, you're going to have such a stronger core, right? If you have no injuries, this isn't going to create any injuries, right? It's only if you have something wrong, with your back, or something before doing it, it might not be a good idea, right? Because it's intense, right? But if you are fine, right? Even if you're a beginner, this is something that's totally fair game, right? And this helps when you're, fight off slouching and driving, writing and eating, all things that we hunch over the opposite way. All right, a couple more seconds. And let's sit up. Shake it out. Give yourself a little bit of a belly rub. All right, we're going to get back into it. It's going to be the last set for this. Last set, okay? So, ready. And begin. Hold this. You really want to hold at the bottom too. The secret sauce comes at the bottom and then holding at the top too. Incorporating everything. See, it's the details that matter. And stretch it out. Ooh, stretch it out. Really enjoy this. If you need to sit up, you can, of course. Make sure you're taking deep breaths in, big breaths out. Twenty seconds. 10 seconds. And stop. Woo! Now our core is awake, right? Oh man, intense. Let's take a real proper 30-second rest here. It's definitely intense stuff for sure. All right, so now we're going to do an exercise called reverse Hollywoods, okay? And I got this exercise from a Hollywood trainer, right? One of my mentors. And we're going to still use the stability ball. We're going to put the ball in between our legs like this, okay? We're going to squeeze between our ankles. We're going to extend out, okay? And then we're going to twist. Twist. So if there's a couple things going on here though, right? So if you really struggle keeping your legs straight out, all right, the safe way, like the way that's less pressure on your back, is by putting this ball right here and then lifting your legs higher, right? So actually you can do this, and this is easier than if you do this, right? So if you hold your legs up, it helps support your back because you're like putting like stabilization on it. So this is easier, this is harder, okay? We're gonna do this for 40 straight seconds, and make sure we're taking big breaths in and we're taking big breaths out. Ready, and begin. Ooh, gotta make it. There we go. 20 seconds. Now make sure you're squeezing that ball. Couple more seconds. And down. Whew. Damn, that's tough. Damn, that's tough. Make sure you're hydrating, and make sure you're listening to some good music too. I hope you guys listen to some good music, good environment. Right? Now, I have to do it with no music, which is unfortunate, but you guys don't, right? So make sure you're enjoying your environment. All right. We're doing this again. Ready. And begin. If you're struggling, it's easier if you just lift your legs all the way up like this. It's easier if you have your legs higher. 10 seconds. And stop. Woo! That's tough. That's tough. We're doing that one more time. We're doing that one more time. Going again in 20 seconds. Make sure you're giving yourself a belly rub. It's always good to press your fingers into your ab muscles, right? That's why you get massages, right? So make sure to like press your fingers into your core and give yourself a little bit of a rub. Helps release the tension. We're doing this again in 3, 2, and 1. 20 seconds. Make sure you're breathing. And stop. Woo! Man. Whew. Core shot. Core shot already. Oh, all right. Great work so far, everybody. So now we're going to do something called supine high knees. Supine is just a fancy word for laying on your back, face the ceiling, face the sky. And we're going to do high knees. So you can put this ball away now. We're done with that. And what we're going to do here is we're going to lay on our back and start with our legs on the ground. When we get started, so we lift our legs up, and then we're bringing our knees to our core, through our chest, right? It's a side view, right? If you have trouble doing this, you can keep your legs on the ground, keep them on the ground, and just do one at a time. So, right? So you see how, look, this leg is on the ground, and I'm doing this high knee, right? So this would be something that people would do if they're more, if they're tired or they're hurting, right? So high knees alternating. Ready? And begin. You want to make sure you're keeping your core tight toward your belly button, right? You want to keep your core really tight toward your spine. Suck it in. So sucking in your core and keeping it tight is an action. It's not just like a thing that happens. Like you can consciously do this. And when you keep your core tight, it gives you more protection. It's loading up your armor, your God-given armor that was just given to us, right? Locking in our core, keeping it nice and tight. Couple more seconds. And down. Woo! Make sure you're giving yourself a little bit of a tummy rub, right? Pressing your fingers into the muscle. Just like what a masseuse would be doing, right? Going in 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Ready. And begin. Right, remember, you can have one leg on the ground at all times if you need to. "20 seconds. Really focus your breathing here. Big breath in, big breath out, switch. Big breath in, big breath out, switch. So you can breathe in and breathe out before each rotation. And stop. Woo. So you can breathe in and breathe out in between each rep, right? It amplifies the exercise. Really, if you practice these breathing methods, it'll make your core much stronger, much faster. I mean, if there's anyone taking this class whose core isn't very strong, this will speed up the process. If you're someone who has a strong core, who you're looking to take it to that next level, which is a lot of my clients, it is the breathing. The breathing is the technique that will take you from the level you're at right now to the next level if you are someone who's been active. I can guarantee that because a lot of my clients are active gym users. They've plateaued and they're looking to take it that next level. And the breathing is a big, big aspect of that. I get people sore who've been in the gym when they come and see me, right? So, all right, last set. Ready. And begin. 10 seconds. And stop. Great work. Great work. All right, guys. So now we're going to do plank twists. This is a really good exercise. I think it does a great job of tightening up the waist. I think planks in general can be a little bit boxy overall, but like plank twists are a really good variation, right? And we've also been doing a lot of leg lifts, right? So we've been working on lifting our legs and keeping them like up. Now we're going to do the opposite movement, right? Now we're going to hold ourselves up, which is a different core mechanical function here. All right, so just let me restart this timer real quickly. There we go. So we're down here. We're in a plank formation, right? And we're keeping it tight, right? So imagine that there's a line that's cutting right down us, right? That's our aiming point. We're trying to rotate our hips so our hips hit the line each time. So it's like we're rubbing a stick, right? We're rubbing a stick, right, back and forth, right? That's what we're doing with our bodies here, right? So we're in a fourth plank, and we're right twisting our core towards that line in the middle, like a stick rubbing against each other, right? Rubbing it with our hands, right? 40 seconds here. 40 seconds. Ready. And begin. Right? Breathe in and breathe out at center. So breathe in, breathe out, switch. $20 seconds. 10 seconds. And stop. Whew. Excellent. Whew. 20 seconds here. Going to 10 seconds. Ready. And begin. Ah. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. And stop. Woo. Excellent work, excellent work. Make sure we're upright. We're going to do that one more time. Let's make sure our shoulders are back. We're upright, chest up. Let's make sure we're giving ourselves a little bit of a tummy poke or rub. to really create that definition here with your fingers. I know it sounds silly, but think of what a masseuse does, right? The masseuse just presses their hands into you. You're doing it yourself, right? Doesn't feel the same as someone else touching, but you know, this helps, right? All right, last set. Ready. And begin. Ah, 20 seconds. And stop. Woo! Whew, solid, solid, solid. All right. So now we're going to do something called penguins. And this is such a good exercise here for our obliques, right? So we're going to be on our back, okay? And we're lifting our core off the ground. And we are going side to side here. Side to side. All right. So real quickly, actually, so you really focus on isolation here. So what we're doing is we're targeting our obliques, okay? Our obliques. So that is in between our hip bone and our rib bone, right? Our love handles live right in between the hip bone and the rib bone. So feel where your hip bone is and feel where your rib bone is. And now in between, find that empty space, right? So if there was no skin, muscle, anything, it was just skeleton, there'd be an empty space here that's only connected by the spine. It's a very important concept to wrap your head around, right? So when we do these penguins and we go side to side, we're targeting the empty space between the rib and the hip. So one side we're crunching on this side, and we're stretching on this side, right? So we're alternating this motion. And it's super important you realize this, because if you don't pay attention, you're just going to notice your core lifting you off the ground and you're not really focused on the obliques. We want you to focus on the obliques. So, right? But it's not fast, all right? So 40 seconds, ready. And begin to lift up, side to side. So really dig deep and pinch on the side here. Slap your foot as like a check-in. Crunch. Right? Stretch on one side, crunch the other. This is an amazing exercise when done correctly. "20 seconds. "10 seconds. And stop. Right? Really focusing on that side. See, the love handles that everyone hates lives in between the rib and the hip. That's like the extra space, right? And what happens if you pinch your skin here, right? It pops out. It pinches out, right? So that's exactly what happens with you. It all accumulates and then it pinches out. So we're targeting these sides. And that's what this exercise is a really good job of. Here we go again in 3, 2, and 1. Begin. "20 seconds. "10 seconds. And stop. Woo! Nice, nice. Relax, relax. Hope you're feeling it in the sides here. All right. All right, we're going in 10 seconds here. We're going in 10 seconds. Ready. And begin. $20 seconds. $10 seconds. Almost there. And stop. Woo! Nice. So, all right, guys, last exercise of the day. Let's stand up. We're going to rise up. And this is one of my favorite exercises. This is called horizontal oblique crunches. So, like what we're doing here is we're keeping our hands to our sides, right? And we are reaching over our heads. We're working on the same concepts, right? Our obliques. So we're going to continue practicing, right? Our hands over our head. It's as if I'm punching the walls in between me, right? So I'm punching them out, right? And what are we doing here? We're stretching this side, but we're crunching this side, and we're crunching in between our rib and our hip, right? 40 straight seconds. Ready. And begin. You want to breathe in as you extend. Breathe out before you come up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. You also want to hold this position. 1, 2, 3. 20 seconds. $10 seconds. And stop. Good work. Good work. So we're going to take a little bit shorter of a rest here because we're approaching the end of the workout. I like to turn up the intensity as we get to the end, not turn it down, right? Because these are the reps that matter. These are the reps that count. This is the easy part, in my opinion. I think the hardest part is getting here and getting started in the workout. Once you're here, this is the easy part. We're warmed up. We're already tired. We're about to be done. Let's go hard. Let's get this. Ready. And begin. Breathe in. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. Reset. If you've got a dumbbell, add some weight to it. 20 seconds. $10 seconds. And stop. Awesome work. Awesome work. Last set of the day. Hope you guys are feeling good in the core section. We're going in 10 seconds. 10 seconds here. Ready. And begin. $20 seconds. Almost there. 10 seconds. And stop. Great work, everybody. We are all set. Let's give ourselves a big round of applause. Nice. Thank you for coming to class. I hope you enjoyed it. I teach this ab core class every Friday. So if you were to become consistent to these core classes every Friday, you would guarantee get a stronger core. I would essentially be your coach. Hope to see you next time. My next class is tomorrow, 9 a.m. It's a full body calisthenic workout. So no equipment necessary. See y'all next time.